Hello, Bazalabazu, what is happening? And welcome to my channel. My name is Masako Marite, and I am really happy that you are here. So, for today's video, I will be doing a first trimester update. For those of you guys who are just popping onto my channel, here on my channel, I am just pretty much sharing my lifestyle with you guys, my background in TV and film, work as a makeup artist and wardrobe stylist. And currently, I am sharing my pregnancy journey with you guys because currently I am just home and not going to work. So I figured, hey, why not let you in on this part of my journey? Otherwise, I hope you guys stay and enjoy. And if you do and you love what you see, please feel free to subscribe. It is for free. And I really feel like this is a lovely time for us to be sharing tips and tricks together and just really informing each other of what it is that you have gone through, what it is that I'm going through, so that we can better grow. So feel free to also just drop a comment below and just say what is on your mind during the video. And if you make it all the way to the end and you find yourself having enjoyed it, give us a like. Alright, so let us begin with the update. So I'm pretty much just going to be going through some symptoms with you guys and pretty much how this entire experience has been as far as my first trimester is concerned. I keep looking down because I had to make thorough notes for you guys. Also just to remember, because I am not in my first trimester currently. I am 33 weeks currently. And the only reason why I'm only doing this update now is because prior to the time, everyone knows that pregnancy is a very sensitive time, very sensitive experience. And for me, it was my first one. So I just wanted to obviously just, roll with the punches, see what was going on so that I could give you an honest and true opinion of what it actually is like going through pregnancy as first time mom. As well, pretty much being it's so cute. I can't wait to say like, hey guys, look, here's my little one. But in any case, yes, I am going to just go into the symptoms that I went through, and then we can just take it from there. All right, so for weeks 1 to 5, this is the stage that I call finding out, like the signs and symptoms, and as well as missing my period, of course. So I was actually working on a show. I was the head of department of the makeup and wardrobe department, and I was basically working general hours, 12 hours, and I find myself obviously at that point in time, I'm working under hectic hours. I'm not truly aware of, why I'm suddenly feeling so exceptionally tired. But in my head, I just kept on thinking that, you know what, this is generally what it's like when I do actually work. Generally, when I am working 12 hours, you get quite exhausted. And because, your work doesn't necessarily just end on set. It continues because you constantly are planning, you constantly are working around issues and problems and so on and so forth. But little did I know that I had a little one growing in my belly. So one of the things that I realized was tenderness of my breasts, and as well as pretty much the major thing that happened to me between weeks 1 and 5 was that my breasts were exceptionally tender. And in my head, I just kept on thinking, you know what, my period is around the corner, my period is around the corner. This is why I'm having this symptom. Period didn't come. So I start, sort of wondering what's going on. So in my head, I'm just thinking, okay, cool. You know what? I've been under a lot of stress at work. So let me just, wait it out. Let me complete this project first, and then we can take it from there. So complete the project, have a wrap party. Obviously everything's fun. At wrap parties, we usually get, a couple of beverages, You know, I even got a lovely gift from Moja Love to say thank you very much for everyone's hard work and whatnot. And I took the gift on behalf of my entire department. You know, so listen, babe, I was there having a little sippy. It was lovely. Had some fun, whatever. And that happened on a Friday evening. So I think I waited Monday, Tuesday, and then by the Wednesday, I was like, okay, this is really weird because I was expecting, you know, my period. So on Wednesday, I go to the doctor and I'm like, okay, look, I've been working a lot, so I know that sometimes like heavy stress can also, you know, affect your period, as well as, you know, some history that I have with, you know, blood clots forming in my womb and that kind of thing. So I thought to myself, oh, you know what, it's another one of those. Like pregnancy was like the last thing on my mind. So usually what they will do is then they scan your womb to check if there aren't any blood clots that were forming or things like that, you know, because I don't know, I'm just like, okay, this is just weird stuff that's happening, and I'm just trying to get my, you know, my head wrapped around it and trying to just get to the core issue. So cool. Doctor's like, okay, pee in a cup. I pee in a cup, and obviously the results come through, and those results were, I think, negative actually, if I'm not mistaken. And then we do the whole scanning thing. And the doctor's like, okay, cool, well, we can see something. And then as he goes, he's like, congratulations. I'm like, what do you mean congratulations? He's like, you've got a little one in your womb, my darling. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, yeah, we've got a little one, and he is 6 weeks and 5 days old. And my word, guys, you know what? Like, I have wanted to have a child, and it was a really lovely thought. But, you know, because I've babysat so many of my family's children, I know what it means to have a child and to have to raise a child and take care of a child. And in that moment, I don't know. I think I was really genuinely scared. I remember being really scared and just like really overwhelmed, and I was shivering, and the doctor just was like, okay, when was your last period? And I just whipped out my app, and then I told him this is when my last period was, and then he was like, okay, then this makes full sense. And you know, up until you find something weird, you don't really think of getting things checked up and until like the last moment, you know. So in my head I was just like, oh my word. My mom came to mind, because I was just like thinking, oh my lord, I have to tell my mom, and what is she gonna think? What is she gonna say? Because for the longest time, being, you know, like pregnancy has always been taboo, and because it's so taboo, and because it's drilled into your head so much, and it's drilled into your mind so much, you end up actually also just taking that on. And you know, in this whole movement of becoming an independent woman and working and, you know, acquiring all these things, I'm thinking, oh my word, there's so much that I still want to do. I had just landed my first like you know, like show where I was head of makeup and wardrobe, and things were going good, and all of that stuff just comes to your mind, and all I was thinking was, oh my goodness, so cool. Carry on with the consultation, finish the consultation. They give me, I think, prenatals. He basically breaks all of that down in terms of like taking your prenatals and all that jazz. And I finally, like literally as I'm waiting to collect it there at the pharmacy, I am like shaking, And I get into the car and I start the car and I'm like, oh my word, I can't because I'm shaking so much. I call my love and I'm like, hey, my love, hope you're good. Obviously having to check whether I don't even remember what time it was. It was late afternoon, and all I was thinking was, okay, babe, I'm just trying to check. Can you take a call? This is, I've got news. And he's like, okay, cool. Is everything fine? Are you okay? How did the appointment go? And I'm like, babe, we're pregnant. And he does this nervous laugh, cute laugh, and he's so amazing. So he does this like cute laugh, and he's just like, oh my love, because of course he knows me and how I panic, and just he knows me, and I could tell that he knew exactly what was going through my mind. And mind you, that afternoon my mom had come over to visit, so it was just so intense because now I'm just like thinking, oh my word, how am I going to tell this woman what is happening? So me and my love decide, okay, cool, we want to do it together. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'll have to just like keep the secret and just hold on to it until it's time to both tell our parents about it. So now this is the stage that you now know you're pregnant. Okay, so we did go to like I just went through the whole vibe of the doctor's appointment. I'm letting my love know. Oh my word. So pretty much at that point in time, I would like to say the symptoms were mostly like fatigue, like heavy fatigue. I was completely like super, super tired. I've got light spotting, so that's what also just sort of made me think, clots maybe, because I had light spotting. So that usually just sort of makes you think that, okay, cool, period is coming. It's coming. It's just like sort of like taking its time, but it's coming, my belly was definitely bloated, and when you think back, that's when you realize that, oh crap, actually my belly was bloated and I was peeing quite often. And that's when everything sort of started to really engage. That's when everything engaged, because between week 6 and 9, that's when everything really engaged. That's when my body, I feel like, because I knew my body was starting to sort of react, or now all of a sudden, like things that I used to like completely turned me off. I was literally just on like crackers, yogurts, nectarines. Those were the things I really, 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 really was enjoying. And then once we hit week 10, just before week 10, we came to my house together with love, and we didn't really say anything because it's not really a conversation we've had before, and we didn't know how to do it. So we pretty much just handed my mom the scan, and she opened the envelope, and she was so excited. My mom was so excited. My mom made me so flippin' emotional. I can just like, we were so excited. She was so excited, and she's like, how are you guys feeling about it? And we were like, we're excited and scared. We really just didn't know how to feel, So right now it's pretty much like at that point in time, I was done with my gig. I was on my way back to Durban, and it was a lovely time for the both of us just to just experience this whole thing together and just spend time together. So between weeks 10 and 13, that's when my belly size actually changed for the first time. So when I actually noticed the first bit of change. I started having oral issues. I had to get an antibiotic sort of oral mouthwash. My gums were swelling up, my gums were bleeding, and my mouth was smelling so bad from obviously all of that. I had to change my toothbrush. It was just foul. I started having nosebleeds in the evening as well, which wasn't cool at all. And at the beginning, so my change week is like my day is on a Saturday. So every Saturday it's a new week. So pretty much at the beginning of each week, I had like the weirdest sort of cramp, not necessarily cramps, but it's like just major discomfort in my pelvic area. And when I checked it out and also spoke to my gynae at the time, he just told me that there were growing pains, and this is pretty much what happens as the baby's growing, as your belly's changing, and all that jazz. So that was one of the things that I was just like was totally weirded out by. But you know, once you know why it's happening, you're sort of set like at ease or put to ease or whatever. What else? Acne breakouts. Oh my word. Guys, for as long as I can remember, I have not had that bad an acne breakout. So for me, it was very, very difficult to work around that. I work with clients all the time. I'm a makeup artist. I'm always so iffy about skincare and how how you should really take skincare seriously. And I had as well been taking skincare seriously. I did not use like a lot of products because I didn't need them. But with this new acne, I had to pretty much find my way around it. And now when you check online, you see that you can't just use anything, you know. You are sort of limited to specific products, and therefore I was like, okay, cool. I will just go back to using natural products, which is what I used to use. So I played around with some turmeric. I made a lip scrub because my lips have been incredibly dry and like peeling a lot, like literally ever since the beginning of my pregnancy, which is just like the craziest thing for me. It's so annoying, but it's one of the things that I had to wrap my head around and sort of just work around. So I made like a DIY at home scrub. I made a DIY toner. So that was pretty much my regimen for every day and every night. So I'd do my face and then I'd do my belly with oils and all that jazz. Just to keep things at bay and to keep my skin moisturized as well. So, yeah, my breath, hey? It's ridiculous. So, I bought my first pair of maternity tights. 2 pairs of maternity tights I bought at Pick and Pay Clothing. They were comfortable. I was usually like in sarongs and like pieces of material, chilling at home. Or sometimes me and Love would go to the beach, but I was mostly in like tights and tops. And when I was at the house, definitely just like sarongs all the way. The heat was real, heavy fatigue, so that was just very, very comfortable for me. My nipples were incredibly tender. My boobs were just, in the first trimester, my boobs were just horrid because they were so painful. I couldn't wear certain things like jackets and stuff because like on the sides of my boobs it would be really, really painful. Things like hugs and that, luckily get COVID, so you don't have to worry about things like that. And the last bit of the sort of symptoms is that I started having like tiny little aches and things, but they were nothing compared to like obviously right now. But my love was being so amazing. I got so many foot rubs, I got so many belly massages, shoulder massages. He was just being incredible, bought all my favorite stuff, really tended to my cravings, which was mostly fruits and smooth yogurts. A lot of fruits. Like that's one thing I know definitely I enjoyed was fruits. So fruits, water, smooth yogurts, crackers, cornflakes, specifically Kellogg's cornflakes. Those were generally what I liked. As far as meals and that's are concerned, oh, I was just like irritated. Everything smelled bad. Oh, I think there was a time period where like even stuff that I know I loved just smelled horrible. So I was just like not feeling it, you know. It really sucked for me. But as far as my first trimester from week 1 through to week 13, I know we count these trimesters differently, but that is the update I'm giving you from week 1 to week 13. As far as my pregnancy was. So I don't want to just close it off randomly. You know, one of the things that I have established and one of the things that I have been doing lately is that I have really been giving my all into just like spiritual growth and, you know, growing stronger in the word and just really rekindling my relationship with Christ and just like my time with devotion. I used to, you know, do devotion quite often, but when I'm working and stuff, it just sort of gets on the back burner, or it'll be like that week and that other week. So now I'm just like working in a schedule of daily devotion, and there's something that I'd like to share with you guys because pregnancy is such a big change. It is such a it's a blessing, and it also you know, especially in your first time, it's something that you've never gone through, and there's a lot of people who are going to be giving you a lot of advice, and you're also in a place where you're trying to figure yourself out and figure out what this all means. That's all the first trimester is like, what is going on? So there's a scripture that I have. It's very short and sweet, nothing too hectic. The one reason why this really resonated with me is because I was just one of those people, as much as I was, you know, getting like baby fever, but I really genuinely was just one of those people who I just didn't see myself as one of those people who would, you know, be having a baby. I genuinely have surprised myself, and however, I'm just really excited about this journey, and it has served me well. It has served me well so far. I'm genuinely appreciative of the fact that it has served me so well. So I'll be reading from Psalms 127. So it's pretty short. I'm going to read the whole thing, and then I'll just give you a nice little quick focus on which part of it really spoke to me. We've got in the praise of God's goodness. That is the title of the chapter, of the verse. Yeah, of the chapter. So if the Lord does not build the house, the work of the builders is useless. If the Lord does not protect the city, it is useless for the sentries to stand guard. It is useless to work so hard for a living, getting up early and going to bed late, for the Lord provides for those he loves while they are asleep. Children are a gift from the Lord. They are a real blessing. Verse 3 is the one thing that I really loved getting out of the scripture because I was so scared. I feel like this verse, I literally came to it and I said to myself every evening, children are a gift from the Lord. They are a real blessing. The sons a man has when he is young are like the arrows in a soldier's hand. Happy is the man who has many such arrows. He will never be defeated when he meets his enemies in the place of judgment. And that's the one thing I feel like a lot of parents share with you, is that, you know, we can go about life and whatnot, but they really realize, and my mom always stresses like the importance of having children and how much she loves us and how much she depends on us and things like that. And I feel like I've been given this great opportunity to bear this beautiful child and, you know, be in a place where I can be so blessed by the Lord. So whenever I just read that verse, you know, Psalms 127 verse 3, it really, really just speaks volumes, because it just really stamps on the major factor. And I know a lot of people say it in passing and just like, remember, children are blessings. But when you are pregnant, so many changes come about, so many things happen. And in my first trimester, I went through like the hardest time, in the sense that I felt like everything was changing. I was in such a good place. As far as work was, you know, as far as work was involved, I was really, you know, progressing so well. And, you know, this pregnancy came through and it just humbled me, because there's certain decisions that I had to make, you know, and I had to be aware of that and what it meant to be pregnant, especially in my line of work. I went through many a time where I was slightly just like anxious, or felt like, you know, I was a bit offish. But I have to be grateful that I have a great man who is by my side and who's so supportive, and he is literally with me step by step. I've got great friends who called me and who spoke to me and reminded me of like the amazing person that I am, and that I shouldn't really like get into my head about these things, you know, because I started having crazy thoughts like, oh my gosh, like if I'm taking time off with this child, can I go back into the industry? I know that's like a lot of pressure that a lot of freelancers feel, you know, like if you're out of the game for a while, will you be able to go back? Will you be able to get back into, you know, the game? Will you be able to get work? Because you work so hard to acquire all these contracts, and then boom, this happens. And of course I was super scared about that. But if my child is a blessing, that means God has got my back on all, like in all aspects of this pregnancy. So I'm just like super, super stoked, and I'm super, super happy that around that time I had such a great support system. And around that time I took time with devotion, I took time in journaling and just like jotting down my feelings, because I have a right to feel that way, but it's what I do with it that matters the most. So yeah, this has been an exceptionally emotional video. I am just really truly glad that I got to share it with you. I hope some of you guys can resonate with what I was talking about, and that if you are a first time mommy as well, or if you're a second time mommy, third time mommy, and this really resonates with you, you know, feel free to holler back at your girl. Feel free to tell me what your thoughts are and how you feel and how the whole pregnancy journey is, because I'm telling you, like, now that I'm going through it, I feel like pregnancy and just bearing children is like a flippin' superpower. It definitely is a superpower. You have to be so extra strong. You have to be so like extra strong-willed. You know, you're gonna surprise yourself with how you manage to work through certain things. And I think that for me has just been like a blessing and has brought about the greatest change. And I am so you know, grateful for every step of the way. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys, you know, give it a thumbs up if you truly did enjoy it and you got something out of this video. And I really pray that, you know, we all stay strong. If you're in this journey as well, let's all stay strong. Let's all stay steadfast. And, you know, you are really truly carrying a blessing, and you are blessed. So Bozala, till the next one. Lots of love. Mwah. Toodoo.